But of course we're going to run to the next doctor and try to cure it. And we don't try to cure it in the heart where all the diseases start. The diseases of the body start in the chitta. Except for some very common diseases like having a flu or catching a cold. This is just normal, but it's not deadly. Cure the diseases in the heart. And then, whatever is your karma, you will either die or you will survive. If it's your karma to get amputated, then you will be amputated. If it's your karma, to get paralyzed, then you will be paralyzed. But if it's not your karma, you won't. And if it's your karma to die, then you will die, no matter what you do. So what are we afraid of? We're afraid of something, What is fear? Fear is nothing else than the power of the kilesas. They make us afraid, They make us fear death, or they make us fear the dark. They make us fear the unknown. They are afraid. They are afraid. The principle that lies behind is not afraid of anything. It just observes the things as they are. So what to be afraid of? If you know the truth, what to be afraid of? Whatever arises, must cease. Any kind of feeling has its beginning and it will have its end. But of course we get tricked into it. We constantly get tricked into it. We get it tricked into by the kilesas, it's enough, or, and if it's not enough, if you're going to continue the practice, then the pain becomes stronger and stronger and won't vanish. And then we want it to vanish, and then it will never vanish. Because wanting is one source of the kilesas. It's one of the powers of kilesas. Either wanting something or not wanting something. Just observe it as the things are. Whatever arises must cease, including this body. Get rid of the kilesas in the heart, and the rest is an easy thing. That doesn't mean that one doesn't have pain. Pain is a function of the body. But it's very different from the pain that is caused by the kilesas. The pain that caused by the kilesas make us terribly afraid, make us worry, make us stop, and so on and so on. As I said, sleepiness, fear, and worries. Sloth and torpor are the hindrance that we have to counteract. If you don't do one step forward, we do 2 steps backward. You see somebody and then you get in talk with him. Or you just sit down and have your coffee and then you talk. Or you get the opportunity and then you talk. It's not helpful for the practice of samadhi. Certainly it's not. We should, when we really try to get into the deep state of samadhi, we should avoid these situations. And if we know it's difficult to avoid, then avoid the place where we get into these situations. Sometimes I have feeling I'm talking against the wall, nothing is coming back. 5 minutes later, and I just say, 5 minutes later I catch them. I have to run through this monastery with my eyes closed, not to see, But I do see. And especially if you do something wrong. So heed my advice very well. It's the power of the kilesas. And I talked now 3 times about it. How much power they have. how much power they had, to lead us from life to life. And not only 5 lives or 10 lives or 100 lives, millions and millions of lives. We go from one round to the next round. But we are not afraid, or the kilesas are not afraid, because the kilesas are not the ones who feel the pain. The kilesas are not the ones who go to hell. And they are not the ones who go to heaven. They will be still there and conduct us. As long as they are there, as long as they can play with the 5 khandhas, or with the 4 khandhas, or with the 1 khandha that is still left in the sphere, or in this realm of rebirth. That's all what they need. But the 1 khandha, or the one who identifies with the 1 khandhas, or 4 khandhas, or 5 khandhas, is the one who experiences pain. Is the one who experiences dukkha. So, we have to pay the bill. They do the damage, and we have to pay the bill. If you don't stop them, if you don't undermine their power, by being steadfast, by being determined, and by putting all your effort in, then they will keep on having the reign over us. And they promise us next life will be better, and next life will be better. They promise everything. They are not afraid to lie. They promise us now that we are already finished. We don't have to do anything. We are finished already. We don't have any dukkha. Because we don't want to, because they don't show us. We are the ones who have to show. See, there's still dukkha. See, there's still discomfort. See, there is still unhappiness. Or see, there is still restlessness. They make us believe everything. They lie, they lie the blue from the sky. And we say, yes, of course, yes, we are finished. We are already done with our practice of investigation, or with this or with that. And we believe it, and we don't do it anymore. And they laugh in the background. They have a very good laugh. They think, how foolish, how easy are we to trick into. So easy to trick into. Just say something, and we say, yes, sure, sir. Yes, you're right, and I've practiced enough for today. You're completely right. And I should rest myself more, I should take some more sleep or eat a little bit more. That's because I feel hungry, and so on, and so on, and so on. I should walk less because, there's the pain coming up, and so on. And we say, yes, sir. Well, we have to learn how to say no. We really have to learn how to say no way. If we really want to get somewhere, we have to say no. We have to say no to the wanting and the not wanting, or the likes and the dislikes of the kilesas, to their persuasion. We really have to say no. As Dhamma Mahabodhi says, it's sugar-coated poison. It tastes very sweet, but the poison resides within our heart. And the more we take of the sugar-coated poison, the more poisonous our heart will be. In the end, we cannot breathe any more freely. We are slowly dying because of all the poison it put in us. But when we eat them, they are tasting so sweet and so nice. They are just like chipping birds behind our ears, so nice and sweet voice, and we say, yes. That's what we believe. So the teaching of the Lord Buddha comprises the 4 Noble Truths. The first Noble Truth is the truth about dukkha. Dukkha is everything from restlessness, discomfort, uncomfortableness, into suffering and pain. And I think everyone who looks a little bit in his life can confirm that he has experienced some of this dukkha. That is the first noble truth of the Lord Buddha. The second noble truth is the origin of dukkha. And the origin of dukkha is tanha, is the wanting to be something, or the not wanting to be. Wanting to become, wanting to be, not wanting to become. It's like you're not wanting to be born again. This is also tanha. Any form of wanting or not wanting is the source of our dukkha. The things are as they are, and if we want them otherwise, that is the form of dukkha. The world as it is as it is. It's perfect in itself already. But we are not satisfied with it. We are wanting to change it. We not only want to change the world, we want to change all the people around us, or our environment, or everything that we are in contact. Because this is not perfect, and that is not perfect, and this is not good, or that is not good. But we never consider that we are the ones who are not good. We are the ones who are not perfect. So the path of practice is the path of perfection. Perfecting oneself to accept the truth that everything already is perfect. The third noble truth, just, is a very nice statement, and it tells there is an end of all this dukkha. And the fourth noble truth, that is the path leading to the end of all dukkha. And that is what we are mostly concerned with. The path that leads to the end of the dukkha is comprised of three columns. The columns of sila, samadhi, and panya. Sila is morality. It means the 5 precepts. The 5 precepts are not harming any living being. That's the first. The second, not taking what is not given. The third, not lying, using hard speech or abusive speech. The fourth, not to indulge into sexual misconduct. That means not using anybody because of its power or of its money for one's own personal pleasure. And if one is married or has no partner, then that means one partner and one male partner and one female partner. Or one wife and one husband. And the 5th precept is not to take any alcohol or drugs, anything that reduces mindfulness. Mindfulness is the basis of our practice. If we are not mindful, we do not know what is going on. If our mindfulness lapses, we do not know what is going on, and what is happening is just that everything takes its course without us knowing what is happening or why it is happening. Mindfulness is being aware of what is going on right now in this very moment. Mindfulness or awareness. And we train this mindfulness and awareness by training ourselves to concentrate on one object. To go into the state of samadhi. Samadhi means rest, peacefulness, or concentration. There are three stages of samadhi. One is khanika samadhi. That means very momentary samadhi. That just dips into one of the states of samadhi. Most likely it's a deep state of samadhi, and then it comes back out. Only few people experience it, so I'm not talking about it. What is most common is the upachara samadhi. Upachara samadhi, or access samadhi, is the state where we stop thinking and where we just experience. It's a state of peacefulness and rest and of happiness. And we get there by training our mind to concentrate on one point. There are 2 possibilities or 3 possibilities that we can train our mind to stay on a point. It's either by the mental repetition of the word Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. This can be fast or this can be slow. And observing the quality of the word Buddha. Or just observing the breath at the tip of the nose, how the breath comes in or the breath goes out. Whoever thinks a lot, he's advised to take the word Buddha. We can combine it We can combine the word Buddha and the observation of the breath by breathing in, saying the word Bud, and breathing out, saying To. So, we do that for an hour, or we do it for 2 hours, or for 6 hours, or through the whole night. We can do it in walking meditation, or we can do it in sitting meditation, where we just sit comfortable and just are concerned with only one thing. Just concerned with our word Buddha. That we do not lose the word Buddha. The moment we lost it, and we notice that we lost it, we go back to the word Buddha without considering what has happened or why we have lost it. We just want to find. This is a way to get to the entrance of our own inner riches. We are not concerned what is outside of this cave. What is outside of the cave of riches. We just want to get in. So we're not concerned about what is happening outside. What is happening in the world, what is happening around us. We're just interested in or concerned about what is happening right now, here at the moment, or at the point of concentration. Being in the breath or being in the word Buddha. And we do it so long until thinking completely ceases. When thinking completely ceases, we experience a new realm of existence. It's the realm of experience. There's just experience. And this is so beautiful, and this is so peaceful and so restful that we don't forget it. When we come back out, we know that we have been in a place that is a safe haven. It's a safe area where we can always rest ourselves, where we can rest from our worries, or we rest from our kilesas. Because the kilesas do not have any power in this kind of state of samadhi. They leave us alone. And that's why we should go there. Just to know the difference, how it is without kilesas and how it is with kilesas. How it is with the mastering, or with this constantly tyrant who tries to make us do this or to make us do that, to think about this or to think about that, to experience this or to run after that, to like this or to not to like that. At that time of when we enter the access samadhi, we are in a safe state. We just experience the things. It's just like being in the midst of the storm with hail and rain and lightning, where we are afraid and we are hit by the rain, and we enter a glass house and we close the door behind us. We still see the rain and we still hear the thunder in a distance, but it doesn't make us afraid and it doesn't hit us. This is the state of access samadhi. If we go on concentrating on our object of attention, that means it's the word Buddha, or if it's the breath, until we cannot think even more the word Buddha, until our mind gets really so concentrated that it even cannot think this one word anymore. And then we retract back to the one who knows that we cannot think this word anymore. Or it happens when we do concentration on the breath, then that the breath disappears. Then we just retract to the one who knows that the breath disappears. That's all. It's very simple. And that leads us to the deep state of samadhi. In the deep state of samadhi, first of all, our body disappears from our sense awareness, and not only then, after the body disappeared, the whole world disappears. And all what is left is one-pointedness. And that should give you a hint why we concentrate on one point, to enter this one-pointedness. Not to be concerned about many points. One-pointedness, or the one who knows, or just pure and simple knowingness. This is a state of complete rest. And it's a state that shows us that the things we are worried about, or that we are fighting constantly with, or that we constantly get dukkha from, are just made up. Once we get out of this state of samadhi, we will be back into this world again. It's like we go into sleep, we don't know what is happening within sleep. When we are in the deep state of sleep, we really do not know what is happening outside. We don't have a sense awareness of the body, nor do we have any kind of awareness. We're just in a deep state of rest. And it's the same thing with a deep state of samadhi. We're just in a deep state of rest, but we know. We're not asleep. This we know. When we come back out, we know we haven't been asleep. We just have been aware all the time. This increases our mindfulness. And it increases our skill in concentrating on one object. This mindfulness we can use during the whole day. With a skill of concentration, we can use either in the world or we can use also for investigation. Investigation of the 5 khandhas, investigation of the body, investigation of feelings, investigation of memory and associations, investigation of thinking, or investigation of consciousness. Because these 5 groups that are called the 5 khandhas are this what makes us. When you think about yourself, and when I think about I, it's always you can put this, it's either a thought, or it's a memory, or it's a body, or it's consciousness, or it is feeling. You always can put it into one of these groups. So the mixture of one of these groups makes our personality. And that's what we call I, or us, or we. So, in order to understand, in order to get rid of dukkha, we have to investigate it, sooner or later. But before we can start with our investigation and think about this or think about that, what the mind is doing anyway, all the time long, all year long, all life long, we have to stop it first. We really have to get it down into the state of samadhi. So, the task is very simple. You just concentrate, you pick up the word Buddha or Dhamma or Sangha or whatever you like. Just a 2-syllable word. And this you concentrate on. And whenever the mind switches out or whenever the mind, goes for a stroll, you take it back and put it on the word. Buddha or Dhamma or Sangha. Or put it back on the tip of the nose and to feel if the breath is coming in or if the breath is coming out. If the breath is deep or if it's shallow, if it's slow or is it fast. And it's the same thing with the repetition of the word Buddha. Is the word Buddha deep or shallow, or is it the repetition fast, or is the repetition slow? We just watch the quality, observe the quality of this. So, that is the task, and for the next time we are going to do that. And the more determined, the faster you get there. If you're determined not to let the mind out, within a few days you will get there into the first stage of samadhi. Yeah, sure. So, and I guess this is enough for today. If there are any questions, you're welcome to ask. Yeah. Yeah, you can call me Bante or Tan Martin or whatever.
So basically, we need to focus on the breath and the below.
Either you choose either object or you choose a combination.
Most of the time,
all of the time. The much you can do.
even like here.
Yeah. Even when you listen to a talk.
So that means we working
No, we are not. Well, we seem to work parallel, but actually we are working very consecutive. We are just a single processor, like a computer. It's just a single processor, but it seems to be able to do a lot of jobs at the same time, because it's time sharing, and so is our brain. Otherwise, we would never be able to enter singularity, one-pointedness.
It's quite, while I'm listening to you, so I need to focus elsewhere on my breath and then do those voodoo.
Well, either on the breath or on the Buddha.
Oh.
And you just trust that your heart will understand. Well, normally the best way to listen is to listen with one's heart. To focus the attention here on the heart and do not focus the attention on the speaker. Just hear the words appearing in here. That is the best way of listening to a talk. But first of all, we have to get our mind quiet. And for getting it quiet, we use the word Buddha to make it quiet, and then we enter here. And then we just listen within our own heart. Because the Dhamma appears in every heart as the same thing. So if the speaker who speaks Dhamma, we understand. We understand it right there. We don't go through our processing brain. We just go directly to our heart. Or directly to our chitta. Where everything emanates from. So when you do sweep or when you do work, wash your body or do, even eat food, you still can repeat Buddha, 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 Buddha. And you will see it works. But of course, if you do activities that where you need to think, then of course it doesn't work. Then it doesn't work. When you do computer work or when you read something, it doesn't work. Because you have to understand. But when you listen, it works. Everything where you don't have to think, where you don't have to process the information that comes in through the sense doors, it will work. And actually, it's quite a magic formula, this word Buddha. It leads us to our inner riches. So the more we try it during the day, the faster we get there. And that's where we all want to experience some rest and peacefulness and happiness, or? But we normally spend a lot of money for getting some peacefulness or happiness. And in this method, you don't have to spend any money. But you have to spend a lot of effort, not letting the mind go out. If it's interested in the repetition of the word Buddha, as it is interested in all sorts of things, then it will get calm very quickly. So just pull it back, softly or gently pull it back and say, this is the word, this is the word, this is the word. Okay, now you try it out, and tomorrow we meet again, the same time. Oh, that. Can you give me the books? There are some books for you. So, and I don't want to see you until you reach a deep state of samadhi. Before you don't need to come. That means probably I don't see you. Don't give me that choice. No, it's only for her.